Hey guys, welcome to the Explain Like I'm 5 session by the Dapp List. We started this series to run you through how to make use of the project on the Build Launchpad. Let's get into it. Yo, welcome everyone. Great to have you here again in today's session of the Explain Like I'm 5. The Explain Like I'm 5 is an initiative brought to you by the Dapp List, where we bring in builders in crypto and they walk us through the product they're building. Today we have with us Cyril from Swaap Finance. Swaap Finance is on a mission to solve the problem of impermanent loss here in crypto, which in turn will open the doors to mass adoption in DeFi. Cyril will be walking us through the product and telling us everything we need to know. Okay, Cyril, over to you.
So maybe let's first start with the trade page. So, as you can see, it's very classic UX. I'm sure people who have already used the AMMs won't feel lost. So currently, Swap supports only 3 assets. We support USDC, Ethereum, and BTC. And we are live on the Polygon network. So you need to have a MetaMask and so Matic to pay for the gas to operate on the Polygon network and your assets on the Polygon network. The reason we support only 3 assets for now is that essentially at Swap, we are an AMM for the large cap tokens. We're not an AMM for the lower cap tokens and the shitcoins, everything. We really focus on the blue chip assets because that's where our algorithms work the best. And we also rely, that's more like a detail regarding the infrastructure, but we rely on Oracle feeds. And Oracle feeds are only available for big assets. Of course, we will not support only 3 assets. This is just the beginning. And right now we're focusing only on those 3 assets because we want to concentrate the liquidity that is deposited on our platform on just a few assets so that we are more competitive in terms of slippage, etc., compared to the other protocols. That's the reason currently you can only trade Bitcoin and USDC. I can show how it works basically, but that's very basic. So for instance, let's trade USDC. So here I have 31 USDC, so I'm going to trade against, let's say, Ethereum. So you're going to see what you're going to get. I'm going to swap a confirmation window before launching the swap. And the transaction is sent to my MetaMask, which I think you cannot see there. And is going to be executed very, very soon. So right now, I can execute my transaction with a gas of approximately 0.02 Matic. That's also one of the perks of the Polygon network is that the transactions are super cheap and very fast. So it's good for also users that want to reduce the gas fees they are paying. And my transaction is done. So the balance are going to update, so that's it for the trading part. You can also set your slippage tolerance on this box. So slippage, basically tolerance, is the amount of deviation from the price you're getting a quote you're accepting. Because if your transaction is a bit delayed compared to the moment where you had the quote, there may be a slight deviation from the price. So it's very standard as well as in all AMMs. Then Swap really want to emphasize yield for LPs. Really, for us, it's key to be able to provide LP with a great experience. So here comes, I would say, the most important part, right, which is the invest tab. So you can check our documentation if you want more information here. So currently, as I said, we only have one pool with Ethereum, USDC, and BTC. What one needs to understand is that the proportions in Swap are not fixed like they are in the traditional AMMs. Actually, what we do is that we try to keep the initial amount of assets that you deposit. And we don't try to rebalance the quantities of assets each time the prices evolve. So it's a bit technical what I just said, but essentially what that means is that in a traditional AMM, you will always have 50% in terms of value of when you have a pool with two assets, you will always have 50% in value on both sides of the pool. Swap, which means that basically you're changing the quantities of the assets with the price. So for instance, if you have, let's suppose you have a pool where the price of ETH is 1,000 USDC and you have a pool with 1 ETH and 1,000 USDC. If the price of ETH moves to 2,000 USDC, you will reduce the quantity of ETH because ETH is going to be worth more, and you will increase the quantity of USDC. So you will end up, for instance, in this scenario with 0.7 ETH and 1,400 USDC. That's still 50-50 in terms of value, because you have 1,400 worth of ETH on one side and 1,400 worth of USDC on the other end. Swap, what we do is that when the prices change, we still keep the same quantity of assets. And that's how actually we are able to mitigate and to strongly reduce impermanent loss. So for instance, if I take my example again, if you have, if you start with 1 ETH and 1,000 USDC, you have 50% in the beginning in terms of value. However, when you start to, when the price of ETH moves to 2,000 USDC, we aim to keep 1 ETH, and 1,000 USDC. So in this scenario, you would have $2,000 worth of ETH and $1,000 worth of USDC, which means that you kept the same assets, but now your ETH is worth 2/3 of the pool, so 67%, and the USDC is worth 33%. So don't worry about the composition of the pool. The pool are balanced all the time, but they are not balanced according to the same principle as traditional AMMs. They try to maintain the same ratio of assets. That's how actually we're able to fight impermanent loss. So the rest of the information are very classic, I would say. So you have your investment, so your share of the pool. So here, for instance, I have a bit more than 1K in the pool. The TVL of the pool is 555K, and the volume over the 24 hours is 35K, which means that the APR, the trading APR, so that's the revenue that comes only from trading, is 2.4%. However, right now we're running a program, which means that you will be entitled to swap tokens when they are live. So the APR that you are getting will actually be higher than the 2.4% that you are seeing here, since you're going to get swap tokens. Also, the yield is going to be increased by the integration with different aggregators, which is in progress. So that's the outlook. So once we have seen that, maybe we can jump right to the actions you can do. So of course you can deposit liquidity. So in order to do so, you have actually two options. Either you can join with all assets, which means that for instance, you put you have all the assets that are needed in the pool. So with USDC and wrap Bitcoin. In that way, you don't have to do any modification to the asset composition in order to join the pool. The issue is that it may be hard to calibrate the amount of assets that you want. So what I would recommend is to join with one asset, which is a bit easier. So when you want to join with one asset, we're actually going to push so you're going to get alpha. We're going to push a very interesting feature today. Essentially, you will be able to join the pool with one token using the aggregators as routes for your join with liquidity. We really want to give liquidity providers the best experience. So what that means is that you're going to get the best rates on chain in order to join the pool with just one asset. So for instance, here, I don't have USDC, so I'm not able to join with all assets. So I'm going to join with just one asset. So let's say I'm going to join with wrapped Bitcoin, for instance. So here I can confirm. I see what I'm going to get here with my Bitcoin. So I see that I'm going to have small percentage of ETH, $8 worth of USDC, and some wrap BTC. So I'm going to deposit that. This is transferred to my MetaMask. While the transaction is being processed, there's another thing that I would like to mention on the maybe more in the trading area. Right now we are actually one of the cheapest venue on Polygon for small swaps. So if you have swaps that are below $200, I would definitely check the rates on Swaap. If you want to do such trades, it may be very interesting for you to go on our platform, because we currently are very competitive, even more competitive than UniV3 a lot of cases. So I'm confirming my transaction, and I just joined the pool. So you see my investment has been updated. I have more than what I had before. And if I want to withdraw, I can just indicate the percentage that I want to withdraw. So here, maybe I'm going to withdraw, say, 2% of my pool share. So I'm going to get preview as well. I'm going to get all of the 3 assets when I withdraw. So this is something, for now, that's how you can withdraw your liquidity. And again, I'm going to have a transaction for that. So, I mean, as you can see, it's a very, the UX is not very different from traditional AMMs. So I'm sure that the users won't feel lost when they try our platform. So you see here, I just withdrew the amount, a few, like 20K from the pool, essentially.
Very awesome. Thank you so much, Cyril, for that in-depth explanation. And, the consistency and simplicity in the UX of Swaap Finance, that's pretty cool. Yeah. So
basically, the idea was, there are a lot of teams that are thinking about UX right now in the AMM space. And basically, we wanted to really focus on the innovation on the financial side, so the algorithms. And we decided to allocate more resources on that and just copy the best practices of what exists today in the space. But of course, we're super committed to deliver the best experience to both our LPs and traders. And so we're going to, we have a lot of features in mind to improve our product. So this is just the beginning.
Perfect explanation. I love that. Thank you for that. So before we go into that, before I just begin to nerd over all of this and share my, again, experience with impermanent loss, please, everyone, note that this is, an open session. You can join in on the conversation at any point in time. We would love to hear your experiences with DeFi. And if you also have any questions, I'm sure Cyril is more than able to respond to them. And this is we're just going to have a blast, to be honest.
Okay. Thank you, everyone that joined us for today's session. And thank you, Michael, for this amazing walkthrough. If you'd like to see more Explain Like I'm 5 session, please head over to our YouTube channel. And also remember to subscribe so you don't miss anything. And also like and share this video with friends. For more alpha, visit us at thedapplist.com. And until next time.